thing I do love about IKEA. Oh, did you really? That was a bad timing.
Go for it. What do you love about IKEA?
We're organizing. I don't know if this makes me old and boring, and it's a very boring start to a podcast. But you can get like build and design your own cupboards from IKEA now.
Build and design. How does that work?
So like you say to them, okay, I want like a single, a double, a triple, or this height or this width or whatever. But on the inside, you can put a rail in or a drawer for your like one of those like slimmer drawers for your watches, or tie racks, or glass fronted drawers so you can see what's in your drawers before you have to pull them out, and all kinds of stuff. Like duplicate shoe rails that you can pull out and all kinds of stuff.
Wait, so you're saying, so your perspective on IKEA is that IKEA sucks and you hate it?
Yeah.
I'm hearing you say this now and I'm like, that sounds dope.
Yeah, no, this bit sounds mint, but seeing if I want a Struden that helps me separate my knives from the forks in the drawer makes me want to blow my fucking brains out.
You need that though.
Yeah, but I don't need to see 48 different variations on Strudens.
Wait, what are they called?
I had made up a word that sounded like it would be IKEA-ish.
Oh, like some Swedish or Norwegian? Swedish, right?
Swedish, yeah.
Okay. Yes, separation.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So what was the intention of going? Like, what were you looking for whenever you went?
Really, because we've been kind of like, have you ever looked at how much getting fitted wardrobes is? I don't know if it's a thing as much in America or...
Well, we don't really need wardrobes because all the houses here come with built-in closets.
Oh, so. Yeah, that's true. So that doesn't happen here very much.
Yeah, you just have rooms, right?
Uh-huh.
You just have rooms.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we've got the bedroom, and we've got like, you use a spare room and you can put like a bunch of cupboards and stuff in there to make it like a closet almost, but we just have standard rooms. So we went to go and look for, because fitted wardrobes are so, like you can go to a designer of fitted wardrobes and they say, because like our bedroom is in the roof, so obviously it slants down where the roof slants down. So you could go to a designer and they would build you these cupboards and say, okay, the best way to utilize your space is we'll just like sink a cupboard into that space and it'll have this bit will be drawers and this bit will be doors and mirrors and sliding bits and whatever else. But that stuff can be, like, we were talking to a woman in IKEA today, and she had a couple come in that said that they tried to get fitted wardrobes for all the bedrooms in their house, and it'd come to 15 grand.
That's obscene.
Like, ludicrously obscene. It's just, there's no rhyme or reason for why they are so expensive.
Other than that, you just toss that shit on the floor and pick it up the next morning.
Yeah, exactly.
£15,000. That's insane.
I mean, Mum was, you know, your room that we've got like that. So can I show that for viewership?
I don't live there anymore. You seem to have just commandeered my room.
Yeah. So we have like that corner and then that corner as well. To get fitted wardrobes essentially across that back wall, I think Mum was saying it's about $3 grand.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So she was like, we'll just get separate cupboards. They do exactly the same thing. They don't just fit quite as perfectly.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
That's a little much.
So we just designed this whole wardrobe now, and it's a double wardrobe, and it's got pretty much everything that we could want in there. But it comes to 599 quid.
That's not too bad.
No, I mean it depends because obviously you pay for what you get, so the quality might not be of the same standard, but it's not bad quality. We're in there like jiggling drawers and stuff to make sure it didn't feel crappy. So
jiggling drawers.
Yeah, you know, like that thing you do with cars and you just kick the tire and be like, yeah, it's mint.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, IKEA's not. I mean, some of it's crappy, but the problem with it all is that you have to put it together. That's the pain.
Yeah, so you can get someone to come put it together for you for the extra 150 quid. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Just waste an afternoon of your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's frustrating, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. Like, that was what I figured out. Whenever I bought this house, I was like, this is the biggest investment I've ever made. And then I'd been in the house for about a month, and I was like, I've spent more since I got in it than I did buying it. Yeah. And like, once buying the house is the cheap part. Like, actually making sure the house does what you want it to do and looks how you want it to. That's way more expensive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if you buy one that's got a little wiggle room so you can like improve it. Like, unless you just walk into a turnkey house and everything is, I mean, yours will effectively be like that because you're building it. But
you think ours doesn't come with blinds or light fittings or floors? Like, so if you buy the house, when you buy a new build, like we've got kind of lucky because they're quite generous. But if you buy a house, a lot of the time you'll say things like, "So what are like my boundaries for my back garden?" And they'll be like, "It's this bit here," and and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, so it looks like it is now." And they're like, "No, it doesn't come with the turf. It doesn't come with the fence. You have to fence in your own boundaries at an extra cost and put turf down in your extra cost. You don't get any of the light fittings. You get the places with the light, so you'll have like light bulbs dangling down at your ceiling, but it's your job to do light fittings. If you want, like you can get like spotlight lighting.
Yeah.
If you want those, we can put those in for you. That'll be 70 quid for a bathroom and 50 quid for a regular room per light. Like they take you to town for that kind of stuff. So as much as like a lot of people are like, oh, but you're walking into a finished house. Like, yeah, if I spend another 12 grand, probably, but I'll have to do it in dribs and drabs and kind of change things here and add things there as I can afford it. So.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. When are you supposed to move in?
End of May.
Jeez, long way away.
So we went back today, and they have the roof tiling on, but none of the windows are in.
Why haven't you taken or posted any of those obnoxious pictures that everybody does when they're building a house? Like this lot is mine.
I'm trying not to be a knob, I guess. I don't know.
Well, if that's the case, you've done a terrible job this far through your life.
I'll post when we get the house, probably, but right now, I don't have a house. This is my brickwork.
Well, but I know people that have built their own house, and they'll like every 2 weeks they'll put something up, and it's like ground's broken, like cool. And then the next one's like that's our front door, and there's only one wall on the house assembled, and it's like, yeah, where's the rest of it? No one cares.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
You should do it. You look like one of those type of people.
Thanks, mate.
No, you're welcome.
Anyway, how have things been with you? Let's start. You went out to Tom Segura recently.
I did. That was good. I think he's hilarious. I think he's one of the funniest comedians around at the moment.
Didn't they take his Netflix specials off of Netflix though? Because I'm pretty sure he made a joke and then he doubled down on it when he was asked about it, but about kids with special needs or something like that. They took his specials aren't on Netflix here anymore, and I'm pretty sure I think he talked on his own podcast or someone else's podcast about them taking him down.
They're definitely still on here. So
oh, really?
Pretty sure. I mean, I haven't watched in the last few months, but yeah, I've seen him. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
So one of his big things he talks about this time was he was saying that. So one of his specials he talks about how he's completely on board with building the wall over here, only so long as they build it around the state of Louisiana. Like those Cajun assholes, like I don't need to talk to any of them. They shouldn't be allowed out anywhere. And so this tour that he's doing, he kind of built on that a little bit. And he's like, I get mail. I got a lot of mail from Louisiana. And so he keeps talking about it. And there's one part of it he's talking about. He's like, it's completely outlawed effectively for anybody to say, oh, that's retarded. Like if you say that's retarded now, you're kind of living in the wrong era. Like you can't say that anymore. It's just not acceptable. So I'm just going to start saying people are Cajun instead. And so I love when a comedian circles around and comes back to an old joke later on. And so he's talking, 20 minutes later into the show, he's talking about something and he's like, this guy couldn't be any more stupid. He might have been Cajun. I think it's great when they do that.
Yeah.
But no, he was really good. And then, so it was me and a buddy from work that went to go see him. He's a big fan of him too. So we went on a little bro date and we got some food after work. They've got these places downtown now. And I say now, they could have been around for a long time. I just haven't paid any attention. But they're like these little food halls. And there's one called it's called Conservatory and another one called Finn Hall. And these places are tight. It's basically like, so when you go to the malls over here and you see the big food courts, but it's like Chick-fil-A, Subway, like McDonald's, and like it's just kind of crappy food. Yeah. Well, these places you go into and they're like these really, really nice built out buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got like, I guess they're like almost like storefronts inside it, but it's like gourmet restaurants, and they're all linked. Like, you can go to there's a bar in the middle of it too, so you can go order drinks. So let's say you want to order drinks, I'm like, oh, also I want to get a burger from that gourmet burger place. Like, they just process up your whole order through, and then you go pick your food.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's like, it's so nice because you'll be sat in the same, like, you're effectively sat in the same restaurant, and somebody's got some like craft burger, another person's got sushi, another person's got, I don't know, like a poke bowl thing. I don't know. I don't fully know what a poke bowl is. I'm still figuring it out. Go ahead.
They have something similar in Manchester called Mackie Mayor.
Called what?
Well, I don't know why. It's called Mackie Mayor. It's not like, that's not what the type of thing is called. It's just what this one is called.
The
food
food
hall. Yeah, a food hall essentially.
Okay.
But you can't just go to like one desk and be like, I want something from there and something from there. Like, you have to go around and get it all yourself, and then you just sit and do whatever.
Okay, yeah. But so what's really cool about Finn Hall, I don't know what time Finn Hall stays open to, but Conservatory is basically a bar. So like, you can get done going out, and then at the end of the night you end up at Conservatory, and you can go get pizza, but it's not like shitty, greasy pizza, so it's kind of a waste of time. But you can get like really good like gourmet pizza.
That sounds good.
It looks, I mean, these places are really cool. I had no idea they exist, and you can literally, I can walk to them from my office.
The next time I come to Houston, because I want to come again, like I'll either come by myself or come with Laura.
Just come by yourself.
But we need to, like, I want to go and do some stuff like this, like, because when we went out, me, you, and Lamar went to go to that taco place, and we got.
Oh, in St. Dane's.
I don't know.
It's just a taco place. It's a bar, and they just do dollar tacos.
Yeah. But like, just stuff like that, going out and doing something I can't do over here. Or just doing like a different version. I don't know, because I've never really been around Houston to kind of get what the buzz is like or anything like that. We kind of do stuff.
Yeah. It'd be different. Like, if it was just the two of us, it could be a mess. Like, we could go watch a Rockets game or something, and then go head out downtown and just take something,
get fucked up. I'm swearing a lot on this podcast.
Huh?
I'm swearing way too much on this podcast.
It's because you're a scrote. You're the scum of society. True. But yeah, so after the show, me and the guy that we were with, it was still, I mean, the show started at 7, because I'm pretty sure Segura was doing 2 shows that night. So the first show started at 7, and he had an opener, but the opener was only on for like 15 minutes, and then Tom Segura came out. Like, he did like an hour and a half show. Huh? That's
a tough gig to be funny off the bat in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he was odd as well. Like, he was okay, but whatever. But yeah, I was surprised that there was only one person before Tom Segura, and it was only such a short show.
How long was Segura on for them?
Like an hour, almost an hour and a half. Like, he was on there for a while, and it was hilarious for the entire. Also, do you know what? Okay, would you ever do this? So we're at the show, and so it's just, I mean, we're in like, it's almost like a music concert. So like, all the seats face one direction pretty much. Mm-hmm. And so we're looking at the show, and then one of the jokes comes up. And so the guy that I was with, Josh, is from Louisiana. So whenever they're making jokes in Louisiana, I was like giving him a hard time, like making fun of him, whatever. This douchebag that's 2 seats over from us leans over and is like, "Do you mind keeping it down, please?" We're in an arena with probably 5,000 people in there, all giggling, and he has the audacity to, "Can you keep it down, please?" "No, you can go fuck yourself. That's what you can do." How about that? I couldn't believe it. I said to Josh, I looked at Josh, and so this dude leaned across his girlfriend or his wife, whoever it was. I hope he's single now, but leaned across and was like, "Can you keep it down, please?" So I looked at Josh and said, "I don't like that at all." He's like, "Ben?" I was like, "I'm not going to do anything, but I do not like that at all." This motherfucker does it again.
Leaned over twice?
Because I was talking to Josh about how I didn't like what he did. It's like, guys. I was getting so annoyed. Like, bro, I paid for my tickets the exact same that you did. Don't tell me how to enjoy my experience. If I'm ruining your experience.
If you're in a cinema and you're talking, that's fine. If you go to a show, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, we're not supposed to sit there in silence. Yeah, if you're not enjoying your experience enough, listen harder. Like, stop paying attention to me because it wasn't like I was shouting. Like, the guy was sat in the
That's
seat.
like to be able to hear you over everything. That means that everyone else in the crowd was dead silent, which is bullshit.
No, it was ridiculous. I got very frustrated.
I bet.
So I went and bought another drink and let it go.
So the only thing that I have that was similar to that, and I absolutely, a girl in a cinema told me to just shut the fuck up once.
A girl.
Yeah. Oh, but she was so. I just didn't. I don't understand why it did not occur to me. But we went to go and see. I remember do you remember Insidious?
Yeah.
So we went to go and see that, and I'd been to see it. And the first time I saw it, I've never been so scared in my entire life. Like, I'm not good with scary films anyway, but I was freaking out. But so I went again with another couple of friends, and one of the girls that we were with was like, I hate scary films. I was like, don't worry, it'll be fine. And if stuff was coming up, I'd be like, okay, something's going to shit you up. And I would pre-warn her. But obviously, everyone else in the cinema could hear me fucking doing this. And they were like, you're ruining the film. And I was like, I am so sorry. I didn't think this through at all. But this girl was not messing around. She said, would you shut the fuck up? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I will. Yeah. Absolutely nothing for that.
Oh, man. There's a story. I wasn't there when it happened. But so whenever I was in college, me and Ant and Lamar, and sometimes the other guy, Terry, that lived with us, we would go see the movies. And like, if a big movie was coming, like one of the Marvel movies or something, or there was something that we all agreed we wanted to go see, we'd go. We were there for the first showing. Like, we'd go at midnight on Thursday, and we'd go watch it. And so I didn't, for some reason, I don't remember why this happened. I didn't go there, but they came back, and apparently some guy was talking. No, some girl was talking. And I think this is how it goes. And if not, Ant and Lamar will correct me on this. But so some girl was talking as this dude turned around. No, so two couples sat in front of each other. Girl's talking behind, and the girl in front turns around and basically says the same thing. It's like, you need to tell her to shut the fuck up. And so the girl who was talking says something back to her, and they're going at it. And then all, like, you know, when you kind of get dragged into whenever your girlfriend is being stupid, you get dragged into it for no reason. You go, so one of these people apparently was far more game than the other one. So whenever one guy stood up, he said something to the dude, and the dude was like, no, you need to sit down, you need to shut the fuck up. And they effectively sat down, and the dude like tipped his popcorn over him. And then his drink got thrown or something, like, and it, like, the police got called, and they both sets of couples had to be escorted out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so basically you got lucky that you didn't do it in Houston.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Because if you'd done that, I would have fucking threatened you.
Yeah. I had another story based on that was done that I've done recently too. Oh no, it was something different. So we were out in a bar in Manchester, and the toilet is set up in a way like it's on a corridor. So, but you go in, use the toilet, come out, and carry on through the corridor, and then pop around the other side. So it's like a one-way system, so it's not getting all clogged up. So I immediately went in the wrong fucking end of this corridor, and all the women's are just like individual cubicles, so you don't all pile into a bathroom and use a cubicle when you're in there. There's maybe 4 women's bathrooms or something. But the blokes, obviously, because you can put urinals next to each other, is a room. So I walk the wrong way. So all these women in the queue are looking at me like, you better not be fucking cutting in the queue. But I was like, sorry. So I'm walking around this queue, and I noticed that the blokes is there. I'm like, oh, okay, mint. Because I thought at first they were just cubicles for everyone. So I was like, I'm really sorry, I'm not cutting. And I walked past, and then I realized that there was a separate bloke. So I was like, oh, cool. And I reached my arm out, and a complete stranger, never met her girl, grabbed my arm and was like, excuse me, there's a queue here, mate, you can't just cut in. And I was like, we both stood next to the men's door, and I was like, are you trying to get in the men's? And she didn't say anything. She didn't say sorry or anything. She just went and turned away. And I didn't say anything because I'm like terrified that her boyfriend might hit me or something. But the drunk bloke next to me went, wait, Bellend! Followed me into the toilet, and all of his mates are like, what are you talking about? And he's loud, like, this daft bitch outside talking to this bloke, and I'm just peeing quietly, like trying to keep to myself, and he is mocking this girl.
Oh no.
Oh, I was dying. I was like, I didn't know whether to be panicked or find it hilarious or just zip it up and leave. But I was like, I can't believe she just grabbed me like that.
That's the best.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, so you get done with Tom Segura, you go to.
No, we didn't. So we started out at the food hall. So afterwards, we ended up going to this this pub. It's called Molly's Pub. It's like this little dive bar.
Okay.
And that's walking distance from our office as well. So we go in there and we order these. So we walk in. Whenever I walk in, there's a group of like, I want to say maybe 4, 5, or 6 like pretty attractive women in there.
Mm-hmm.
I walk by and Josh is married. So I like nudge Josh. I was like, it'll be a good night. And he looks at me and goes, you don't stand a chance. I was like, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. So I walk in and I sit down and there's 2 female bartenders behind the bar. And one of them is stunning. In my mind, I look at her and I'm like, I adore you, pretty much. Nice. And so I order my drink, and she's like, I don't know if she was just good at her job or she was just friendly. I don't know how it worked, but like she was super talkative from the second I sat down. And so we talked for a little bit, and Josh went upstairs to go use the restroom, and I was done with the bartender. So and you just kind of spin around in your bar stool and you kind of look in and see what's going on. You like people watching, whatever. I'm people watching, and one of these girls that we walk by on the way in is staring at me. So I stare back, and we make eye contact for a little while, and she breaks eye contact, and I was like, I wonder how this is going to go. So I give it a few minutes, and I talk to Josh. Josh comes back, and I'm like, I think I have a chance. He's like, you don't have a chance. And so I end up talking to the bartender instead, who's far more supportive. She's like, go for it. This is go for it. But she's like, you can buy any of them a drink except her. And I was like, why not her? And she's like, because I've got my eye on her. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were gay. She goes, I'm not gay. It's like, come again? What?
You sound a bit gay.
Yeah. I was like, what? And she goes, oh, I'm married. And I was like, what? Oh, okay. So anyway, we just kind of left it like at that.
How do you leave it at that?
I was more interested in getting this girl's attention at this point.
Okay.
And so the bartender told me that she was married, so I was like, oh, no, that dream is dead. I thought she was just playing around. So anyway, these girls go upstairs after I order this drink, and these girls already go upstairs as I've ordered it. I was like, oh, son of a bitch! Like, so this bartender's like, come with me, tell me which one it is, and I'll go give it to her. I was like, I love you. You're the best. So we walk upstairs. She's got a drink in her hand, and I'm like, it's her. He goes, she looks at me again. She goes, that's the black one or the one next to the black one? The one next to the black one. Apparently, you've already claimed the black girl. So I just kind of stood there. Like, I watched her walk out. And I walked back downstairs while she was giving me the drink. And so I didn't think anything of it. Like, if there's only one exit, like they have to come back downstairs to get out. So I went back and hung out with Josh again. And the bartender comes downstairs and she was really grateful. I think it went pretty well. She was like, oh, that's so sweet. I was like, well, how did you describe me? Did you describe me how I asked you to? And she goes, yes. I told her it was from the handsome gentleman with the English accent in the North Face hoodie. And I was like, my girl. So these girls come back down, don't say a word, not a peep. And I was like, oh, shit. So it was like, I mean, it was only like, what, like $4 that was spent. But I was like, oh, you jerk. So then my attention goes back to the bartender. I'm like, wait, so you're not gay, but you want to talk to that girl? And she's like, well, no, I'm not gay, but I do a lot of 3-ways. I was like, sorry, what? She goes, yeah, I do. I mean, I'm married, but it's an open marriage. And I was like, how does that work? And she's like, well, me and my husband are both okay with it. I was like, wait, I have so many questions. Let me interrupt you. I have so many questions. Is it guys and girls? She's like, no, primarily, like, we try and really only do girls. I was like, who finds them? She's like, well, like, I work here and I try and find like younger college age girls, and my husband, he knows what we like and he tries to find the same thing. I was like, wait, so is this just like you're at a bar and you're like, hey, when I come home? She's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, like, you have to put a lot of work into it. And I was like what?
I always wondered how this works.
I was absolutely fascinated. She's like, no, like, once you find a girl that you think you'd be interested in, it takes a couple of weeks worth of work, and you can kind of tell early on which way it's going to go. Oh, like, how many times do you do this? She's like, we do it all the time. I was like, this is bizarre.
You put them in a group chat to hit on her. What do you?
There's Facebook groups. She was saying. She's like, yeah. She's like, there's a big one in Houston called the Houston Red Room, I think it was called.
No way.
It's private. It's invite only.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like
invite you.
I don't think so.
What? But, absolutely. Go back to that bar right now.
I mean, I can walk to it from work. I mean, I've been there a million times before, and I'll probably go there again. But yeah, I was like, what? And I was like, wait, so how does this, like, is this just a one night thing? She's like, no, like it's like a relationship. And I was like, so you're in like a 3-way relationship? And she's like, effectively, yeah. And I was like, well, how long, like, what's the longest relationship you've ever had? And I was like, she said, well, we had one girl for about 1.5 years. I was like, that's so bizarre. Like, and then I get really existential about it. I'm like, well, what happens if you start to like her more than you like him? Or what happens if he starts to like her more than you like him? Or he likes you? She's like, well, we trust each other. We don't. I was like, how can you trust anybody? How? And he's like, well, we tell each other, like, we're always involved. Like, if he finds somebody, he tells me. If I find somebody, I tell him. It's not like he's sneaking around to go sleep with one person. He would prefer to come sleep with 2. And I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Who did you ask whose idea this was?
I can't be just like, what? Well, I don't know. I didn't ask whose idea.
Put that on the table.
Huh?
Someone had to put that on the table the first time around.
Yeah, I would. So the way that I envision that it would have to go is the 2 of them are like hanging out and they're dating and whatever. And she's like, man, she's beautiful. And that dude's like, go tell her to come over and see what we can do. And she's like, all right. And the guy's like, wait, what? Really?
No, that's way, that makes it sound like some kind of great Hollywood film. What really happens is this dude is debating sleeping with other people and breaking up. And she's like, no, we'll, don't break up with me. You can sleep with her whilst we're together. Like, she's doing that. This cannot be, she might be acting cool, but this cannot be something she, like, is her idea.
Well, so my thing was, I was like, there's no, like, I was talking to the guy that, because Josh was also now very engrossed in this conversation. I was like, there's no.
Josh is taking notes and texting his wife.
And he's just like, yeah, there's no way it's maintainable. How can you do that for a long period of time?
Do they contribute to like the bills and stuff?
Well, yeah, like, I mean, if you're dating somebody for 1.5 years, like in a physical relationship with somebody for 1.5 years, and let's say it goes south, it doesn't matter if you're married to somebody. Like, you're still going to be upset that one's over. Could you imagine wandering around being married and being broken up at the same time? Like, think about what that does with your mind. Or think about how that goes with the guy. Like, let's say she's brokenhearted that one of these third wheels has has called it a day, and you're the husband, and you're like, why is it taking us so long to get over this? Like, she's married to me. She shouldn't be taking this long to get over this. Like, it's got to be so strange.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. Laura, what do you think? Open relationship? We just invite girls in.
Not in your.
We'll work on it.
But yeah, so I was like, wait, so is it only? Do you only ever do 3 people? Have you ever done more? Like, are we talking orgies, or is it just you just do 3? She's like, we've tried 4. It's not as good.
You should have asked her how to. I've always been curious how people choreograph these things.
Well, so that was one of my questions. I was like, I feel like you can't be prepared for a 3-way. And she's like, we can. So, like, how you don't get good at it. There's just so much going on at once. Like, it's just like overstimulation, and it has to be over almost before it's even started. And she's like, and she looked at me, and I felt less of a man when she's like,
yep.
No. I was like, oh, yeah, me either. Me either. But I'm like, what the hell? So I was blown away. I didn't know what was going on. I was just couldn't.
I think as the third party, you can't be too prepared, because if you're like, I don't know, if you're the third party that shows up and they've got like, take your shoes off over there, your latex is in the corner, like if you're way too prepared, you'd be very confused by it all. Like, no, this is creepy, I'm leaving.
All very 50 Shades, huh?
Well, it's a Red Room Facebook group.
Yeah. But yeah, I think about that, and I remember being a kid and being like, yeah, that would be min. I hope my wife does that. And I go to the gym with somebody who's in like a relatively open marriage as well, but he's gross and I have no desire to talk to him about it. But I remember thinking, oh, this would be cool. And the older I've gotten and the more like, I guess spiritual I've gotten, the more I'm like, there's no way. Like I wouldn't, like I've been married and I've been in relationships where I'm very affectionate towards a person. I'm like, I don't want to share you with anyone. Like I wouldn't want you to go anywhere near anyone, even a girl. Like I just don't, it doesn't sound appealing to me at all.
No, I'm not with you on that. I wouldn't want anyone, like a guy, to go near Laura.
But if Laura's like, this girl over here, she's so fit, and I just want to get off with her. That makes it so gross.
She is. She's staring at me like, yeah, go on, answer that.
Go ahead, answer.
Absolutely.
You're bizarre.
If she wants to invite someone in that is not a dude.
And like she wouldn't, I mean, she still stands a chance of falling in love with a girl. What if she's like, oh, James, this is how you should be doing it? And you're like, oh, no.
I don't feel comfortable with this conversation anymore.
Exactly.
Pineapples.
Escape. But yeah, I just think it's bizarre. I had my eyes opened. And also, the weirder part about it was she was like a normal person, and I think she was beautiful. Like normally, whenever you meet real life people like this, they're all like trucker ladies who haven't showered in 6 days.
Yeah.
This chick she was a dime.
Madness.
So I've joined the Red Book room, and I'm just waiting to hear back now.
I've put a picture of my knob online.
But yeah.
So now I'm doing Uber, Airbnb, and
my resume is absolutely stacked. I see here that you work 3 jobs. Do you mind providing any references for gigolos? I thought it best not.
I've got an STD test if that counts.
You'll be happy to know only herpes is the one that's carried.
Laura's making the best faces of all times of this. She looks horrified, disappointed, and really unsurprised by this conversation. I think she's just grown the longer we've been together to just be like, what the fuck's wrong with them? I don't like either of them anymore.
I think Laura seeing these is like, I thought they were joking. I didn't know it was this bad.
Nope.
It's way worse.
What are you doing? It is 8 o'clock and she is sat in a towel with a tape measure in her hand, measuring out for cupboards.
Why are you in a towel? You were just at dinner. Why are you in a towel now?
Don't judge my fiancée. She wants to wear a towel to dinner.
Has she gotten changed since we started this?
Yeah, she went to go in the bath for like the first 10 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even know she had left or come back.
She left and then she came back.
Well, yeah, I figured that, you spaz. That's why I just said it.
Yeah. So
do you know what's really awkward? And there's a part of me that kind of hopes it happens during this podcast.
Oh God.
There's a stranger living in my home this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, so I signed up for Airbnb. I think it was last week, either last week or 2 weeks ago. I took all the pictures of the room and everything, and I put the room up on Airbnb. And within a couple of days, the first week that I had it, because I'm only doing it on the days that I don't have Nora. So this Friday, Saturday, Sunday got booked, and next Wednesday, Thursday are booked.
How much do you charge a night?
All right, so I'm getting a lot of stick for this. This is where the disputes are coming in. So because it's only a room, it's cheaper than that. Like you think about it, like if you go to an apartment, like a whole apartment or a whole house, you get like a couple $100 a night, maybe. Like a smallish apartment would be like $100 a night.
Yeah, maybe.
But so because it's just a room, I mean, there's no bells or whistles in there. It's just a room. There's a TV in there, but I haven't even heard him with the TV on, honestly. So the room Also, Airbnb, the way that they set it out, they recommend, they give like suggested prices because of like location and like events that go on around you, that kind of stuff. So the lowest my room will go for is $20. The most it will go for, I think, is either $70 or $80 a night, just depending on what's going on around it. I don't think it would ever get to $80. But so whenever you first put something up, they suggest that you give the first 3 people to sign up a discount to the house, to the room. So they get a 20% discount. So I think the first 2 bookings were $20 each. So it's like the minimum price of the room.
Oh, okay.
And then they get a 20% discount on that.
Damn.
So yeah, what's that?
And then to stay over, it's like 18 quid.
$16 a night. But like, I mean, I don't do it. I mean, I've made close to $60 this weekend, and
I would just charge it as low as you need to.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, you don't need the money. It's not like you're dying to get extra cash in. It's just money for money's sake, and all you got to do is, like you said, leave your room to someone. I would just charge it at 20 all the time.
Well, I mean, it would be stupid not if there's so it's all supply and demand, obviously. So if people are dying to stay out here for whatever reason, I'd be stupid to keep charging $20 when I could be making 70. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the easiest. Like he got here on Friday. Like whenever I went to that comedy show, the camera in my living room went off because he was getting in, and he got in at 5. I didn't get home until like midnight on Friday. So he was already in bed, he was asleep, whatever. Saturday morning, I woke up and he'd already left. Like I woke up at like 9 and he'd already gone, and I didn't see him again. And then I was out last night with a couple of friends, and he got back at like 7. By the time I got home, he was already asleep. And I heard him this morning because I woke up to go to church this morning. And then by the time I was downstairs, I took a shower and whatever, and he was already gone. So he's legit just used this place as a bed. So I haven't had to provide anything. He hasn't asked me for anything. He asked if he could leave some stuff in the fridge before he got here, and there's bottles of water in there. That's it. But I mean, I've heard him use the mic because he's been drinking coffee. I can smell the coffee sometimes when I come downstairs. So he's used the microwave a couple times to heat that up, I think. And other than that, I've had 0 interactions with him. So there's a part of me that kind of hopes, like, he walks in right now while I'm talking about him, like, yeah, I'm just taking his money. Yeah.
That is so weird, though.
I keep going in there to sniff his pillow, but he never notices.
Yeah. Making an absolute killing from the shower cam I installed.
Yeah. You know what? Just ignore that little hole. Well, not little hole. That girthy hole. Just ignore it.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that comment. It went right to the... Never mind.
Girthy.
Yeah, girthy hole was not... It's actually my username for Red Room. Oh. Well, it looks mad again.
Girthy hole 1994. Blowjob.
Yeah, I was just going to go for girthy hole, but somebody already had that. That was me! Oh my God.
High five! Idiot.
This has to be one of the weirder podcasts we've had.
Yeah, I think it is. But yeah, but between Airbnb and Ubering, it's just like easy extra money.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't trying to pay something off specifically, because I'm doing it because I want to pay off my car this year, which will be no mean feat to pay that off. But it's definitely achievable. It's just going to take some work. But I mean, little stuff like that. If I get $100 a week, which is in the first week is what I got. I mean, I'm not expecting that to keep up, to be honest. Though. Let's say I make $200 a month from people staying here. That's like an extra car payment almost. So you just keep putting it away and saving it up, and eventually it'll be gone. And then once that's paid off, all that money can just go to like coming home and going on vacations and doing stuff in the house, like all kinds of cool stuff. So it's free money. Like I don't do anything.
It is crazy.
So it's weird. Like whenever people used to say you have to make or you have to have money to make money, it's so easy. Like you just let people pay you for things that you already have.
I guess.
So,
like
whenever I went out on Friday, I blew my budget, and so Saturday morning I was like, I need to make that back. I went like $40 over what I had planned on spending. So I was like, I need to kind of make that back, and I made $55 in a couple hours, 2.5 hours.
Eesh.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. I don't feel bad about it.
If you drink downtown, what do? You get a taxi back or something?
Yeah, Uber or something.
That's expensive though, right? Isn't it a long way?
It's $20 ride maybe.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Not too bad.
I guess there's a lot of Uber drivers in America. There's just a lot of people, so it makes sense.
Well, yeah, because it's a big city. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Uber drivers in Manchester.
Yeah, but I mean, if I tried to get an Uber from Manchester to here, it would cost me 40, 50.
What?
Maybe. Let me see. Hang on. If I try to get an Uber Sunday night, that's probably not the best indication.
It'll still give you the estimate of the price.
Yeah. Let me see. If you do it like peak Saturday night, though.
Well, so whenever it's peak like that, they add multiple. I don't know if they still do it or not. They add multipliers. So, like, if there are not a lot of Uber or not enough supply to meet the demand, then they'll do like it's going to cost you 3 times as much.
Okay, so right now, if I ordered an Uber into the middle of Manchester, it's 36 quid for a Sunday night.
A little much. Like, so, okay, right now, let's see what it would cost me to go downtown from here.
Like a lot of the time, people will get a hotel in town because you like once you share it with someone, it ends up being cheaper than trying to get a taxi back.
Yeah, it would cost me $18.75 if I wanted to get an Uber downtown right now.
Show off.
So yeah.
That's mean.
Do they have Lyft over there?
Lyft?
Yeah.
No.
LYFT. Is Uber and Lyft are the 2 main ones over here.
No, Uber gets in enough trouble over here as it is with taxi drivers, so they don't bother trying to get another company out.
Taxis are irrelevant. I don't think anybody gets taxis anymore, do they?
They're a big thing over here because Uber operators operate outside of some laws that, well, taxi drivers think they're very shady with the kind of the things they operate around. So they get like, you get taxi drivers doing protests and stuff a lot here. Like they'll just park down Deansgate, like the busiest road in Manchester. They'll just park down, block it out so that no one can operate.
That's so stupid. Why would they not? If they're having a problem with it, why wouldn't they just start Uber driving? People are idiots.
But because you like, if you already signed up, because you have to get like a, I don't know if it's a medallion. I know that's an American thing. I don't know if it's the same in England. Well, you like a license essentially, and they're like hundreds of pounds. So if you have to pay for one of those for a year, you can't just drop it and start Ubering. Like you've paid a lot of money.
Idiots. Do you know how much it cost me to be an Uber driver?
£3.50. Zero.
Nothing.
Girthy hole?
Girthy has a girthy hole. But I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, it's just weird.
That's really good. You know when you see someone start a business and you're like, damn, I could have thought of that. And they're like millionaires off of it. Thought of a really good business idea earlier today. And like I was genuinely like mint. And I've completely forgotten it.
Nice.
Yeah.
A friend of mine he's made 2 apps. Amp's made 2 apps.
Is he making money of them?
No.
Cool.
The first one he made it and invested a decent amount of money in it, I believe. And after maybe a year and a half, 2 years, maybe he just kind of was like, I need to stop putting money into this. Yeah, and so he just started another one called Fine Dine, and he seems to be a little bit more behind that. Seems to be getting a little bit more traction.
What's Fine Dine?
So it's effectively, so if you are part of a wait staff, let's say you're a bartender or you're a waitress or something at a restaurant, you can sign into Fine Dine and go online, so that the customers can go on Fine Dine and try and figure out which waitresses are online at which places. So let's say you want to go to like Hooters, and you have a favorite waitress at Hooters for whatever reason. The waitress would like go on to Fine Dine, sign in, and so she shows up as online. So you can go see like, oh yeah, Candy's working tonight, and we'll
that is the creep. I don't know if he watches the podcast. That's creepy.
I told him a number of times, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work at all. So he spent a lot of time doing research on it and everything. He spent a decent amount of time talking to bartenders and waitresses, and they're like, oh yeah, we'd love that. That would be great.
I mean, I guess you would get mad tips.
Maybe so.
But that's super creepy. But yeah, that's how people get murdered.
Hey Laura, how about you shut the fuck up?
What do you have to say?
That's Laura, not Mum.
There you go. Wait, was that me?
Yeah.
Hang on. You said
you have to say for
you said that, and I said to her, "What do you have to say for yourself?" As in, say something back to him, and she shouted at me like, "Don't talk to me like that."
Yeah, that's dead rude. That's your fiance. You should be more.
He's about to be your brother-in-law. Just tell him to shove it. Can. She's still being shy about the fact that you're a total douche. That is not true. You tell me to shove things up my ass all the time.
Look, what goes on behind closed doors with you two is your own business. You don't need to put that out anywhere else.
Why not? Oh, that's my other podcast. Things that go up my arse.com.
Why would you buy that website?
Just things that go in my bum was already sold.
I can imagine the look of disappointment on your face when you're browsing for domains. Things that go, oh, it's sold, damn it.
Hang on, let me try. Is it pause if I click another tab?
No, I can still see you.
Hang on. Things that
Please
go up my bum. .com or co.uk?
.com.
Things that go up my bum.com. Nope. Sorry, this website cannot be found.
That means it's still yours if you want it.
Things that go go in my Nope, also not a website. People just aren't as creative with websites.
We could monopolize this industry.
Could. I think we should rename the podcast. Brothers Abroad just doesn't have the same pop to it.
It doesn't.
Although I feel like I don't want Dad to join for certain segments anymore.
He's probably sat gaping at the TV wall.
That, after the conversation we've just finished having, was the worst choice of words you could have.
What's worse is I was going to say agape, and I was like, no, that's correct. Gaping came out anyway.
When have you ever said agape?
That's why I didn't say it. I was like, that's weird.
For God's sake. And the TV, Laura's just put on a PlayStation game, and I don't know why. You know, like they have like really weird game makers. The game maker for this game is Toys for Bob.
Oh, God. What game are you playing at the moment, Laura?
Spyro.
Is it worth me getting a PlayStation 4? Should I do it?
Yes.
If you're trying to get one so that we can play FIFA, no. Because we just won't do it.
We would. Like, whenever you come over here, that's most of what we do.
Yeah, but that's because we're on the same time frame, and I've literally come over to see you, and if you don't say, let's go out and do something, I don't know what to do, so we just do that.
But even when we're at home, we play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time I play video games is when I'm with you.
Yeah, I know, but I just...
Also, that would be a fantastic podcast if the two of us were playing that. Because we spend most of that time.
We just spend all of our time swearing at each other.
Well, that's basically what this episode has been.
You take that back, Cole. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Why?
Because, like, it's just rare that we're both going to catch each other for it.
Oh, stop being such a knobhead.
You'll call me a knobhead now when I tell you that I'm not going out with you somewhere because I'm playing FIFA with Ben. You'll be like, don't be such a knobhead.
As long as I can still play my games, you can do what you like.
What games do you play? Spyro and what else?
I have Spider-Man waiting for me at the moment. I haven't started.
Wait, the new... Why have you not started that?
Well, because I know that when I do, it's going to take up time. So
that game is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's meant to be amazing. So I'm kind of excited, but I know that when I start playing it, I won't have any time for anything else.
Well, that must play a lot too. You'll end up playing it a lot as well.
I don't know. Unless it's FIFA or NBA, I don't play a lot of games.
Yeah, you're wrong. I remember when we had one of the very first Spider-Man games on the old.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Back then I would have done, but now I just don't.
Oh no, those games are legit.
Like, I don't have any passion. Like, I loved Spyro when we had it when we were kids. I don't really have any passion to play this. I don't play Call of Duty or any of those kinds of things.
But you also, for some reason, don't play any games online.
Yeah, no, I've never played a game online.
Why would you, like, if you had Call of Duty and you played online, you'd play a lot.
Yeah, I would get dicked on by a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Well, then play with a bunch of... Yeah, that's true. Play with a bunch of friends of yours.
No, because none of them play anymore.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt? Ed?
Yeah, but they play like games that I wouldn't play.
Like what?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I mean, that's not the point. But, I don't know, just like really obscure...
You could have awesome sleepovers with all your friends and say, I just bought a new video game. Do you want to come over and play?
I would rather actually start the website things-that-go-in-my-arse.com than do that.
That's ridiculous. Like, if you have... Like,
Why? Well, you can give it a chance. I bought lube and everything.
Like, that's stuff like that. Like, if there's a game on now, I mean, that's if there's a game. But like, if I have friends who play video games a lot. If I was like, all right, boys, I've got the drinks, pizza's on its way, TV's on, bring the games over. I could spend a night, like, maybe every couple months.
Like, if I had a bunch of friends that wanted to play FIFA, like, there's a guy at work that I know plays a lot.
Plays FIFA.
No, he doesn't. He
Let's
doesn't.
play FIFA.
Yeah, he plays if I'm playing, but like, he's not a big fan of it or anything. Like, we used to do stuff like that. Like, if I hang out with Traff or, like, I don't know, just other people that I play sports with, but the people that I hang out with now wouldn't be big into the same games as much as I'm not into the games that they like. And I just don't have the patience for some of the games that they play. Like, what's the game that Matt played? Where it's like really realistic.
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, you heard Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
It's massive and loads of people play it. And don't get me wrong, it looks cool. Like, it's insanely realistic. Like, if you kill animals, you have to skin them to kind of. And
that's what I did last weekend.
But you didn't physically skin it yourself.
Why did I not?
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway.
Hang on a sec.
If you're about to show me a picture, I don't need to see that.
No, I'm not going to.
What are you doing?
Hang on a second.
Ben, if it's a gross picture, I don't really want to see it.
Oh, gross pictures, not gross pictures, relax.
So it's a gross picture.
I can't even find it anymore, so.
That's fine. But yeah, like, that game sounds cool, but for large parts of that game, it involves you wandering around a map looking for stuff, and I do not have the patience for that at all.
That's fair.
And like Laura plays these games, and if someone says to me, "Have you finished that game?" I would be like, "Yeah, I finished the storyline." But to Laura, you have to be like 100% finished, so you have to find all the gems and like go back and like Google where to find the secret stuff that they're hiding and all that. Like I don't care about that.
Yeah, that's too much. Wait, that's how Laura is.
Properly, unless you've done it though.
Well, I mean, to me, if I finish the story, that's doing it properly to me.
That's not doing it properly though.
Why not?
Because there's other stuff you've missed.
But it doesn't add anything to the game if I find it.
Yeah, it does.
What?
Because you get extra bits of the game.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're lying. I can't find this picture, which is annoying because there's a picture of me skinning a deer.
You do. You do want.
What'd you say?
What are you looking for?
This picture.
Well, I mean, it's not making a very entertaining podcast, if I'm honest.
Now I realise I'm about to give it up because I'm almost back to the current stuff. Oh, wait a second. No, still can't find it. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
We should probably get to wrapping it up soon anyway.
Yeah, that works for me.
So, wonderful.
Alrighty.
See you guys later.
Yep, we will speak to you soon.
Love ya.
Yep.
James.
Mm-hmm.
James.
Yeah.
You love me.
No.
James.
No.
I love you. Anyway.
Cool.
Bye, whatever.